It is a cosmic spell cast in the sublime spirit of love and sealed in the blood of the most perfect sacrifice of all. Son, you can go ahead and place your bets now if we have the same spiritual content.
I don't think so. I don't
Uh,
think so. I will be listen, I will fall out of this chair if we have the same spiritual content. Does your spiritual content have a lot of bad language?
no,
What about alcohol abuse?
no.
That we do not have the same spiritual content. Because I was surprised. I'm like, I don't know if I'm able to make it through this book, but I'm glad I did. What's yours?
Okay, mine's kind of a gimme, but I picked up the 37-year-old delayed Swamp Thing storyline. Are you familiar with this?
No, but
For real.
I've seen that painting though. I have seen that painting.
Okay, so for you listeners, viewers, and CJ,
Yes.
um, back in 1989, there was a four-issue Swamp Thing storyline that was written, illustrated, done, and ready to go to print that was all about Jesus. Like from beginning to end, a four-issue storyline about Jesus Christ and not in a blasphemous way. Like
Okay.
literally Marvel exploring the story of the gospel and redemption. And it got canceled because, ready, and this is just to show us why it got canceled. They even put the original back on the issue from 1989. And you want to know why it got canceled? They were worried that if DC published a straight up Jesus comic book before Batman came out, it could cause controversy and make people not watch the 1989 Batman movie.
Okay.
So they fully shelved this completely done
Why did they just change? Never mind. Okay.
Swamp Thing story, and it has sat in the cutting room floor done for the last 37 years. And they decided, hey, let's drop it now.
There you go.
So, if you are interested in picking up this Jesus Swamp Thing storyline, it's four issues beginning with Swamp Thing 88. But if you just tell your comic book retailer um, that,
I want the one with the Jesus sauce.
well, you want the Swamp Thing 89, is what I told them. But it even says June of 2026 on it. But this was, and it's considered Black Label because it's
It's not
Jesus.
canon. Yeah, I got you.
And that's why. But literally, something happened in one of the Infinite Crises, and Swamp Thing, rather than being erased, was sent into the cosmos, into the molecular level, where he had to witness um, global miraculous events over the course of history. And he's floating through existence, witnessing the different cosmic events to the point where it's got him at the Lord's Supper just watching. Then you get a story where a demon was actually there to try and take Jesus out before he could get to the cross.
And Swamp
And
Thing saves him.
yeah, but
Nice.
so don't freak out. There's some 1989 nudity in this, okay? So, but this is not scandalous, but it's some 1989 nudity. So don't be scared. Um, but it is such 1989 art, you know. Um, but it's Mary Magdalene in bed with Marcus Aurelius,
Okay.
like one of the people that the guard that says surely is this is the Son of God, that guy. Oh, no, he's one of these dudes is also no, he's the guy who Peter cuts his ear off. And so it's got Mary Magdalene in bed with this dude. This demon is having them do this work. This demon possesses the dude that Peter cuts the ear off of. And so you see Swamp Thing just watching their story play out. Um, the from the Mount of Olives, Swamp Thing legit is chilling as an olive on a tree, watching Jesus minister to his disciples.
Mm,
Straight up just watching Jesus minister. And this is literally just a Bible comic book. Um, listen, let me comment on what he says about prayer. Um, so Swamp Thing's watching him. The doctrines of great religions credit him with redeeming the souls of all who live. But as one who has walked through teeming afterlife, I must question if any single being can work such a supreme act of magic. He's more aware than other humans. He knows I am here, yet does not react with the usual fear and misunderstanding. As he closes his eyes and begins to meditate, it's almost as if that all is in perfect order.
mm,
Bro, this is gold.
mm,
Um, you catch Mary Magdalene and some other stuff happens, but the guard that is possessed by a demon now is like doing his things to the point where Swamp Thing becomes a vine and latches on to the cup of Christ as he's drinking. Like it's that kind of situation. Um, down to the point that when Jesus is praying in the garden and the disciples are asleep, Swamp Thing is just literally there watching to see how things play out.
mm,
This was such a deliberate, like full blown. But then when Swamp Thing sees that the guard is possessed by a demon, he like full gets like, all right, let's get this, and like decides to go save Jesus for so he can do his thing. Now the cool thing is, and I love the way they tied this in. This was actually smart storytelling. The Peter Peter and cuts the ear off of the demon possessed guard. When Jesus heals Homeboy's ear, he also casts out the demon.
mm.
And so they worked it in well.
Yeah.
And guess who the demon they put in him was?
Etrigan.
It
No.
was Etrigan.
It was Etrigan.
It was Etrigan. But listen, bro, listen. They show the scourging, they show the crucifixion, they show Father forgive them for they know not what they do. It's got Swamp Thing just commentating.
So is it all four issues then sandwiched into one?
No,
Or is
no, no,
there
no.
three more issues coming?
There's more issues coming.
Okay.
Um, but it ends with him on the cross. And we actually get to see the crucifixion. Listen, forgiveness will not begin until we see the end from Caesar. My life from this moment is inscribed in that gold. Truly, Magdalene, this man was the Son of God. I mean, like full blown into the end of the last page of it. Uh, okay, you've got this picture of Swamp Thing floating through the cosmos again, and you see Jesus literally at the center of the cosmos.
Mm,
Listen to what it says. It ends at the incorporeal state just as it began. Only this time it was not the mysterious bit of amber that sent me here. It was him. When he drank my offering, he became part of the wine that was used in the Lord's Supper.
mm,
When he drank my offering, he consumed me, and I became part of his magnificent design. It is a cosmic spell cast in the sublime spirit of love and sealed in the blood of the most perfect sacrifice of all. Son, game,
nice.
set, match, baby. Top
Listen,
that.
I can't. I can't because mine is so not there. Mine is so not there. Mine was like, oh, that's interesting. And yours is like
Literally the gospel.
chapter and verse, man.
Um, but this is 4 issues. I would highly recommend picking this up. It's going to be something
Nice.
that people are talking about. And it's just super dope.
Nice. I did read Judas. I got that on Kindle and read it and really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. I tried to explain it to my wife and she's like, I think that's blasphemous. I go, it probably is, but I enjoyed it. So
Same.
same. All right, so this is not one that I recommend for you to pick up for your children. Let me just start there. This one was just at the counter when I was getting ready to leave. Oddball's Odyssey. And when I started reading it, I was like, there is so much language in this thing. I don't know that I'm gonna be able to continue. There was not only language, but he was just getting drunk. There was this weird, um, Ganesha like panel, and I'm like, what is happening here? Um, anyways, but at some point he realizes that alcohol is destroying him. Alcohol is destroying him, and this this page right here is the one that I was like, I love this real quick. So, um, it says, my nerves racked with sobriety. I shivered like a love-smitten fawn for 10 awful days. I thought that teetotalism would be like holding my breath forever, screaming for the bottle. On the contrary, it was like pulling my head out of a pool of mud. I could see. Yeah, I could see. I don't know why I said da. I could see this idea that so scary to turn your back on things that have control over you. So scared to see what would happen. And he's like, I thought it was going to be awful. I thought it was going to be terrible, but I could actually see. I was pulling my head out of mud and it was actually there. And so it goes on. It follows also kind of Greek mythology as like your first book, where he falls in love with a beautiful swan with long dark hair. And what was her name? Oh, I recognize it, but I didn't. Oh, Lucia Serena Del Mar. Um, but at the very end of the story, it's a very, I mean, full page panels, like the whole thing. Well done. But at the very end, he's trying to profess his love to this swan. She wants nothing to do with him. And then his friend, who's a skunk, is being made fun of, and he is very selfless, whatever else, and she appreciated that. So, but the page looking at what it looks like when and I was picturing not just that, but sin in general, right? That when we look at facing sin, pushing back on sin, and it's how are we ever going to do this? How are we ever going to get through these kind of things? And yet, it's like picking our head up out of the mud. Not only can we see, but we can actually breathe and the freedom that's there. So, not a Christian, I am fairly certain, but I definitely can appreciate the idea of when those things lose their hold on us, how we wonder why they ever had a hold on us to begin with, anyways. Like, why did we ever subject ourselves to those things when there's freedom that can be found in Jesus? So yeah, that was it. Oddballs Odyssey. Will I pick up the next one? I don't know, but it was interesting enough, and yeah, it was. I enjoyed the read. I had to get through like the second that he gives up alcohol, like language fades off, and it's then just a normal fun story. But there's a lot in those first couple pages, and I was like, I'm not going to get to finish this thing. It's going to be tough for me. But yeah, that was mine.
I'm gonna take all 7 continents as a game of risk.